please, we trust you do too. Today, we've got a special one for you because Sarah is going to be coming back on set to discuss stretch marks and how you can manage them. For now, though, it's all about looking your best and how to actually dress the part and to understand your body type. Well, in studio, we do have Penina Waidera, who is a stylist, taking us through what we need to know in terms of how to dress and even us to understand ourselves more. So welcome, Penina.
Thank you very much.
Happy to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so we're going to be taking a look at some of the outfits that you've put together for us today. But let's start off with the basics, which is categorizing looks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So every person has a different body shape, and it's very important for you to understand your body and to know how your body works and how your body is. So the first thing is you need to know, for a lady, you need to understand your shoulder, your collarbone, your bust area, your waist, and your hips area. So once you know the dimensions and how your body looks like, then you get to categorize it according to the universal way of
categorizing.
categorizing.
All right, so before you tell us that, there are different looks that we come across every single day. Can you tell us about those different looks a little bit, and then we'll get back into that?
Okay, the first look that I believe we all know is a casual look, where you just put on a pair of jeans and you're good to go. And there's also the official look, where you can dress formally for a interview, for work area, or a formal event that you're going to. You can also wear a dinner event. Maybe you're going for a night out, or you're going for a date night. You can wear something fancy. There's the business casual, where on Fridays for most corporates they have a chilled look. So you can pair the formal and the informal, the casual look to create an overall look. So those are some of the types of looks that we normally see. Yes.
And what do we tend to go wrong as a stylist when you know, you walk around this city or whatever you're on social media? What do you think a lot of people seem to be missing?
What I've noticed is, especially for events, is where you find someone is in a very corporate event and they're wearing something totally off. Maybe they're wearing a pair of jeans, or they're wearing something that's not going with the feel of the environment. On a normal day, you'd see ladies especially wearing very short, skimpy clothes, which are not so appropriate. I know it's good to dress and be fancy and everything, but it's important to understand the kind of environment you are, especially if you're meeting a group of people. It's better to know beforehand where the kind of people you're meeting and the kind of environment that you're going to be in. So that's very key. Yes.
All right. Okay. So that being said, I want us to actually talk a little bit about the kind of culture that we have, and then we're going to get into the different types of body types. In Kenya, we tend to have this culture of not dressing up for the event, like the way you said. And we've got a lot of cases. If you invite someone for an all-white party, they're just not going to show up in an all-white party. You see people at weddings in jeans. Okay, so tell us a little bit about this culture that we have.
Well, changing someone's way of thinking it's a work in progress, I'd say that. But I can say that we are slowly warming up to the idea of dressing up, especially nowadays with many designers in Kenya who are creating fantastic work. Then we are slowly opening up to the idea of just dressing up for an event or dressing up for a show or a dinner or wedding. So I think the culture is changing. It's slowly changing, but it's a good change. So we're slowly seeing people dressing up for events. They are incorporating their personal style into the whole look and creating, an interesting touch to it. So it's slowly changing. Slowly changing, but it's getting there.
All right. So like I promised earlier on, we are going to be talking about the different types of body shapes or body types out there. So you can actually understand where you fit in and what really works for you. Courtesy of Penina, she'll be actually advising on what works well for what shapes. So let's talk about the major shapes that we actually have, and we do have it even on our screen. Let's start off with the diamond over there. Maybe you can explain each shape real quick, and then we can talk about the major ones.
Okay, so the diamond shape is a lady who has the bust. She has a big bust, but the hip area and waist area is slightly bigger than the bottom. So you find that the shape, the body forms is a diamond shape.
Right.
Hourglass is like the ideal
look. Everybody
look for
wants
every
that.
lady. But I mean, if you're blessed, you're blessed. So there are people who have. These are people who have the bust area and the hips area are just aligning, and they have a very tiny waist that is forms that hourglass.
All right. So a good example would be Kim Kardashian.
Yes.
Okay. And
Apple shape is
apple.
Yes, the apple shape is for most of our parents. I'd say that once you like given birth, the body tends to change.
Yes.
So you find that they have the bust and the waist area are almost aligning.
Wow.
So they form like a round.
You look almost like an orange.
Yes, like an orange. And then the rectangular shape is the kind of, it's like, that's my body type. These are athletic people. The shoulder and the hips area are aligning.
Yeah.
So they find that the waist area is not really defined. So that's an area that they can look into. And then the pear shape, that's the ideal. For most African women, that's the ideal shape,
right,
where the hips are slightly bigger than the bust is big, but the waist is slowly forming a curve. Not very distinct, but it's there. Like you can tell it's there. And then the inverted triangular are people who have the shoulders are broader than the hips.
All right.
So you find they have very large shoulders.
Right.
And then the triangular is the opposite, where the hips are bigger than the bust and the top area.
Right.
Yeah. So they're tiny at the top and bigger at the bottom. Yes.
Some people tend to feel that there's no way I can look good if I'm not an hourglass, a pear, or a triangle. Is that true?
No, it's not true. Clothes are meant to amplify your look.
Yeah.
So it mostly depends on what you choose to wear. For example, for the let me use the inverted triangle.
Yeah.
She has a bigger shoulder.
Yeah.
But if she wore a circular skirt, then you wouldn't tell she has no hips.
Okay.
So you see, the type of clothes you choose determines the overall look.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So let's kick off with the apple shape and what really does work for someone who actually has that particular shape.
Yes.
You know, what do people tend to just get wrong, or what should they actually stick to?
What they get wrong is wearing clothes that are very fitted.
Yeah.
Because when you have something that's fitted, it outlines your look. But if they were to choose maybe to wear a belt, that breaks that formality of looking all the way down, so it breaks that, then that would really amplify that. Then they can wear something that's V-neck, because it brings down the eye down.
It gives you like a proper silhouette, like it gives you a shape.
Yes. They can also wear high waist. High waist jeans really work for apple pear, because you notice most women, and this is something I've seen, once you wear something that's very a pair of jeans that's low waist, it forms a muffin top. So if they were to wear a high waist, then it gives them an illusion of having curves and a smaller waist. Yes.
I like that. Okay, so focusing on the waist. All right. So let's jump over to pear, and this is a very, very common shape that we have in Kenya, Africa, so to speak. Okay, so what's the issue with the pear, or what advantages work for them?
I think for pear shape, they can work with a fitted dress, because then they have the upper body and the bottom are not really far off. So a fitted dress would be nice, but something with a twist to it, not just like a plain dress. So they would wear maybe something with ruffles, just to make the top part align with the bottom.
Right.
So if they were to wear something with ruffles, maybe if it's a top has ruffles or has a belt sleeve, an interest to the top part, then it breaks that formality of looking at the hips, because now the focus is on the hips.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So you can distract the eye, through working something at the top.
At the top area.
Okay, I like that. Okay, so real quick, let's jump into the most desirable shape, which is the hourglass. Everybody wants to be the Kim Kardashian. People pay thousands, pay millions to have that kind of a waistline and, to actually have that kind of shape. And even we do have Kim Kardashian actually up on the screen. You can see her waist is so cinched.
Yes. It's
and you know,
very
it's so unfair because you're like, what? Can someone actually be born like that?
Yes, yes. But actually, if you utilize belts,
yes,
there's how you can wear your dress and you have a belt on, and then it brings the waist, makes the waist look smaller.
Right.
So, for example, if say it's a pear shaped and they're wearing a dress that's fitted, if they were to add a belt to it, it makes the waist look smaller.
A little bit smaller.
So you can attain that look by just stitching.
So do these people ever have any issues?
For them, very few, very few issues. But for them, what works best is fitted outfits, because then they bring out the curves, and they can generally wear anything, really.
So if you're an hourglass, you're doing some injustice to yourself by wearing something that's baggy or loose fitting, right? Okay, so she wouldn't look nice in a dress top.
No.
Yeah, something that's flowy. She needs something that's fitting.
That's fitting.
Okay, all right, last but not least, let's take a look real quick at athletic type of bodies, okay? You talked about, you know, how the shoulders and all the way down to the hip area, there's no change in the ratio. You kind of